This is Steven with 52skillz, and this is how to get out of going to jail in Bolivia. This story involves a dropped cell phone, the police, getting on TV, and a pack of paper, all of which will be connected by the end of it. So I've been in Paz Bolivia for about a week and a half now, and about a week ago, my good friend Garrett and I got into a situation that is both super terrifying and one of the best stories that I have. So we were walking home from the bar that night, and we decided to look for some buildings to potentially do urban exploration in. So after a bit of walking around, we found a pretty decent building that we thought would make a good place to explore. So what we did is I took out my phone and took a couple pictures of it, and during that process the phone fell out of my hand. I dropped it and it fell in between the cracks of a gate in that building. The gate wasn't that big, it was pretty easy to climb over, and it didn't look like anyone was in the building. So being in the mood of urban exploration, I decided to climb over the gate and go grab my phone, which in retrospect was a terrible idea. So I jumped down, I grabbed my phone, and within seconds I hear Spanish voices yelling. Fuck. Panicking, I ran behind the closest pillar that I could find with the hopes that they wouldn't find me. So I'm sitting there with my phone and my backpack and all my stuff in it, and I see lights coming around the pillar looking for me. And there's a guy walking around the pillar, and I'm kind of moving with it, and all of a sudden his light goes on my foot and he starts yelling. I can't remember what he was yelling because I don't speak Spanish, but he sounded really pissed off. So I just get up and I started to run. Unfortunately, he was quicker than me, and by the time I got to the gate, he had grabbed my arm and he actually started punching me in the head. He kept punching me until I stopped resisting. And then I heard police. Fuck. After 20 minutes laying there, having no idea what's going on, no one speaking English, the cops showed up, along with 2 government officials and a TV camera crew. And still, none of them speak English. So these guys come up to me and start speaking in Spanish, I'm assuming asking me what's going on. I don't speak a lot of Spanish, so I couldn't really communicate with them using their language, but what I could do was pretend and show them what happened. And after about 10 or 15 minutes of trying to show these guys what happened, they seemed to starting to lighten up to me and my friend, and I thought they were gonna let us go. That was not the case. We were thrown into the back of the police van with little to no explanation, the TV crew following very close behind. After about a 10-minute ride in the back of the van, we stopped at the police station. They opened the doors with the TV crews right in our face, asking us all these questions in Spanish, and the police officers guiding us into the office. So we sat down, and after about an hour of the government officials talking and arguing and trying to figure out what to do with us, one of the guys pointed at me and he asked me to come over. One of the men, who seemed to be the head of the office, of which still no one spoke English, started speaking to me pretty quickly in Spanish. Soon it became obvious that I had no idea what he was saying. He stopped, pointed at me, and went, "8 horas." The only thing worse than being in jail for 8 hours is a gringo in a cramped Bolivian cell for 8 hours with 10 to 15 other Bolivians. If I was going there, I was gonna get destroyed. We desperately needed someone who could speak English. And all of a sudden, Garrett had the amazing idea to call the hostel because they could speak both English and Spanish there. We called the hostel, and one of the receptionists said he would be over there in 10 minutes. The receptionist got there and started to explain to the head office what happened. And after about 10 minutes of talking and arguing and trying to figure stuff out, the reception turned to us and he said, "No charges. You guys are good to go, but you just have to buy them a pack of paper." Yep, a pack of paper. Pack of paper, 40 Bolivianos, and we were out of there scot-free. It was the best pack of paper I've ever bought. So in summary, I dropped my cell phone into the building and went to grab it, got caught by the police, almost went to jail, but bribed the police with a $40 pack of paper in order to not get charged and not to go to jail. Craziest story ever. So, what did I learn? 1. Don't jump over gates in Bolivia, and if you lose your cell phone at a gate, grab a stick or something. 2. If you ever get arrested in Bolivia, just bribe the police with a pack of paper. 3, I got super lucky with what happened in this situation. And getting arrested in Bolivia is not something that you want to do. It can mess up your traveling and everything. So I just learned to be a lot more careful and not to do stupid things like that. And 4, if you ever want to get on TV in Bolivia, just get arrested.
Detuvieron a 2 sujetos extranjeros que se encontraban dentro de una propiedad que pertenece al Ministerio de Economía. Ellos se encuentran ahora detenidos en la policía.
2 personas de nacionalidad